Now we are recording. Talk.
So yeah, you good?
Yeah.
I had a client. They bought a house in 2016, sold their house in 2021. They bought their house for like 63,000. 2021, I sold it for them for 115. They walked away and they paid their mortgage down that time. So they walked away with over $50,000 that they used to go buy a $300,000 plus house. And they didn't have to move. They could have just, equity in their home, paid their home off. But what I'm saying is, if you're paying rent, if you can pay a rent, you can pay a mortgage. And if you're paying a mortgage, that's money in your pocket versus putting money in somebody else's pocket.
Okay, so let me get this straight. I buy a property. I have a mortgage. I pay down the mortgage. Property value goes up. So when the property value goes up, is that what's considered equity?
So equity, think about equity as ownership. All right. Think of equity. Every time you make a payment, it's a brick. You're putting a brick, you're laying a brick. And at the end of your mortgage, when everything is paid off, you have a whole standing building. So each payment's a brick. So there's two ways to build equity. Principal reduction. So I got a home for $120,000. I pay $750 a month. At the beginning of my loan, maybe $200 per month is going to go towards the loan. $200 per month is going to go towards the loan, paying down the mortgage. Okay. So, I mean, over the course of maybe 5 years, I may have about maybe $8,000 worth of equity after paying down my mortgage for 5 years. But that's one way to pay down the principal on your mortgage. Because every time you make a payment, when principal goes down, equity goes up or ownership goes up. But I bought the house 5 years ago, and since then, the property value has gone up $30,000. So in addition to that $8,000 that I didn't pay down on my mortgage, I got an additional $30,000 worth of equity because now my property is worth more. So that's nearly $40,000 worth of equity in my property. And when you have equity, at that point, you can use your house as a bank. There are people that go and they take out a home equity line of credit where the bank will give them a credit card worth 80% of what the equity in their property is worth. 80%, you get a credit card. If I got $40,000 worth of equity, 80% is going to be what, 32,000? A credit card worth $32,000 because I own my property and I got this much equity. Some people cash out. They'll refinance. Some people actually start over. Once the property value rises so much, some people will just cash out, start their loan over. The bank gives them a check for $40,000. Start your loan over, give you a check for $40,000. Having a home puts you in a position to use your house as a bank. So while everybody else is struggling, if something happens, you can just use your house like the bank and you pay it back, whatever. But yeah, equity, man. Equity is ownership. We need more black ownership. We need more black home ownership because over 60% of the wealth in America, statistics show, from the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, and the Federal Reserve, take away the top 10% of wealthy Americans, over 60% of the wealth in America comes from people paying their mortgages, owner-occupied properties. That's where the wealth in America is at. And the issue is here in Northwest Ohio, 76% of white households own their properties, while only 36% of black households own their properties. We're missing out. And not only are we missing out, we're putting ourselves in a position where the waters around us are rising and people are starting to drown. But when you own your home, it's like having a life raft because as everything else is rising, you're keeping the same payment. It hedges against inflation.
So even with the property value going up, inflation going up, everything stays the same?
Yeah. So when you have a mortgage, you're paying principal and interest. You're paying for the money that you borrowed, and then you're paying to use that money. You're paying taxes and you're paying insurance on your monthly house note. Now, the insurance and the taxes may go up, but that payment that you're making for your principal and interest stays the same for 30 years. It never goes up. While everybody else in the neighborhood that doesn't own, their rent's going up 10, 12, 15% year after year. Everybody is paying more, but the person that owns is paying that same amount to live there, while everything else is going up around them.
So let me put this in perspective for people who are living in an apartment.
Yep.
I'll just use me as an example. My rent goes up because property value goes up, but the person who owns the complex pays the same amount. Is
Their
that
mortgage
basically
stays
what it
the
is?
same while everybody else is paying more. They get paid more money for the property as time. They make more profit as time goes on because their mortgage, if they borrow to own this, and not only does their payment stay the same, y'all probably already paid the mortgage off. The mortgage is probably already paid off. It's probably all profit at this point. Yeah.
I feel attacked.
It is an attack. It's an attack on Black economic liberation. It's oppressive.
But see, and here's another reason why I'm glad that you came here.
Don't get it twisted. There's nothing wrong with renting. I do want to say that there's nothing wrong with renting, but it's almost one of those things too. If you know better, you do better. And for two, and if you're not in a position to do better, start to work to get yourself in position to do better. Because there's resources like my housing counseling agency, NID Housing Counseling Agency, where we got a home buyer education program that will sit down with you for a free counseling session, look at your income expenses, look at your credit, your debt, and give you an itemized action plan, spelling out literally 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what you need to do. And if you do this over the course of these many months, you should be in this position to purchase this type of house at this price range and get this down payment assistance and get this much money from the county, get this much money from the bank to pay for your down payment. I have a monthly home buyer education workshop where I'm bringing in lenders, I'm bringing in title reps, I'm bringing in insurance agents to talk about and teach on the home buyer process. And when you do both, you get your certificates, your HUD certificate, home buyer certificate that you can use to get the down payment assistance, like $7,500 from the city, like $5,000 grants from Key Bank, $3,600 from Fifth Third Bank, zero down loans, no down payment loans like I use, and only had to bring $200 to buy my house at the table. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
So there's like this huge wealth of information that, oh my God, because you just blew my wig right now. Like I'm.
Well, it's something people don't think about. People just don't think about it.
It's not even that. Well, yeah, because they don't know that they don't know about it.
That's that part. Yeah,
Oh man. I'm tripping right now.
That's
And to think that there are so many programs out there to help people do this that nobody knows about.
Yeah. They don't. I look. I'm a living testament. I did it myself. I sold over 100 houses before I bought my own house. So I helped a lot of people, and then I'm like, you know what? I was comfortable. So it was like I was comfortable at a point, but at a point when I wasn't comfortable, I'm like, you know what? I'm making this my last year renting. It's my last year renting, and I made that decision in October. I said, all right, I'm self-employed. I need to make sure my taxes look how they need to look so I can get what I want, but still get my down payment assistance. I need to get my credit up, and that's what I focused on. And I bought my house May 21. Yeah, May of 21. So, yeah, during the pandemic hit, shoot, it got a little ugly. I said, nah, I got to do something. I can't live like this. So, yeah, it took me about 6 to 8 months to get myself in order, but I did, and I got what I wanted. So, you can do it. You ain't got to. Most people are not ready right now, but if you put your mind to it with a plan and persistence, it's just a matter of time.
I want to ask you this, but you have a service that you get paid for to tell people this. So I kind of don't want to, but I kind of do.
I'll keep it real with you.
Okay. Say, because I said the same thing. This is my last year renting, and the only reason that I still rent was because it's just me. I'm single with no kids, so I didn't think that I needed anything. You know what I'm saying? I don't need anything extra extravagant. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I looked at. I was like, if I'm gonna buy a house, then I want to put a wife in there too, so we can live together. You understand what I'm saying? But it's just me. So why do I need a house? Especially since I don't plan on living here for the rest of my life. Somebody like me.
Mm-hmm.
What would be steps 1, let's say 1, 2, 3, to getting into that type of situation?
At first, the mindset, right? And we kind of had this conversation off camera, but it's not about the house. It's not. You can buy a condo, you can buy a multi-duplex, quadplex, triplex. You can buy a single family.
And like I said, I want to buy a condo because, like I said, I don't want to. When I hear house, I hear stuck. Like, I got this house, so I gotta live in it.
man.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's one of those things though. So we also had the conversation, and y'all probably will miss it. But like having a child, when you have a child, it adds dimension to your life. You start to have thoughts and think about things and care about things and behave a little bit differently because you got more to lose, right? But when you have a home, it adds dimension to your life. It makes you think, you live life on a higher level because you got a space that's your own, that's you can mold to yourself. But beyond just the mindset, it's the wealth building opportunity that comes with home ownership. So yeah, it ain't about, don't get a house, get a condo. You can get you a, if you like the apartment lifestyle, keep it. There's condos out here that they're luxury apartments. They're luxury apartments that's got gated. They got gated. I've seen condos where you can drive underneath the building and you got your own parking spot, and in your own parking spot behind that, you got storage behind your parking spot. You go in, you go up the elevator, and then your unit, I mean, it's a whole unit, 2-bedroom, a kitchen, a bath and a half, you know, and you can do what you want because it's a condo. You don't have to ask anybody permission to do this or do that, to paint, to renovate the kitchen, to tear out this wall. You can do that in your condo as long as it doesn't mess with the integrity of the building. So you get the benefits of apartment living, the no maintenance, but you get the benefits of home ownership, which is building the equity, hedging against inflation. It's a beautiful thing. So maybe something for my more ambitious people, go buy a multifamily, get you a duplex. They call it house hacking. Buy a property, live in one side, or you can buy up to 4 units with 3.5% down with an FHA loan. So on a, let's just say you find a building, just for simple, $100,000 quadplex. $100,000, yeah, you might spend like $900 a month. All right, $100,000, you're gonna spend about $3,500 at the closing table. Your mortgage is gonna be about $900 a month. You live in one side, live in one of the units. You charge the rest of the unit $700 a month. So you got $2,100 coming in rent, right? Your mortgage is $900 a month. So you bought this, you own it, you live in it, and you got other people living in it, paying your mortgage, paying your living expenses. At that point, you living like you house hacking, because most people's biggest payment is their mortgage. They're not even just mortgage, the rent. That's the biggest payment that most people come out of pocket for every month. And so, yeah, man, it's different ways. So if it ain't about the house, you don't want to have a house with the backyard and a picket fence.
Not until I have a wife and
But maybe it's one of those things, because I'm a firm believer that God, the universe, it's a vacuum. So when you make space, when you create space for something, the universe works to fill that space up with what reflects you. So you get a crib, maybe you'll attract. You know, it's one of those things. But I also tell single women, like women tell me that too. Oh, you know, what I'm gonna buy? I don't want to buy a house. I want to buy a house with my man. Like, I wouldn't wait on that. Don't wait on that. Get your crib now. And I'll be honest, you know, the majority of my clients are single Black women, and I love to see it because they can't wait around, man. They got kids, and kids need stability. Studies show that children of homeowners tend to prepare to live better lives at a higher level. They have higher education levels. Children of homeowners tend to have make more money in their lifetime. They tend to be incarcerated at a lower rate. There's a lot of things that come with being a homeowner. It affects the children. And I think a lot of that does come from stability as well. Because for a child that's moving every 2 to 3 years, it's hard to build relationships. If you're moving every 2 to 3 years, maybe you're moving into areas that doesn't have resources. So it's about the generational wealth that comes from owning as well. So yeah, it's just you. I get it. That's cool. You should be proud of yourself. You should applaud yourself, man. Give it up to you to make it this far in life, man, and be good like that. Oh, that takes determination, and it takes discipline.
And the grace of God.
And the grace of God. Yeah, look, I'm still here by the grace of God too, so I get it. But think long term, man. Just think long term. You don't know. You know, you might not ever get married or have kids, you know, maybe not, but if you don't have nothing else, you'll have stability and security. If something ever happens in your life, all right, I can take my equity out. I know people that have used the equity to send their kids to the schools they want to send them to educate their children. I've seen people use equity in their houses to start businesses. You know, it's anything.
So when you can use that you can use that any way you want to.
Man, I seen people take equity out their house to go on a world tour, to go backpack through Europe. Man, it's show money. You can do it. You use your house as a bank. Now be responsible. You don't want to be playing with your equity. But yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Like, come on, it's people out here. They bought a house 5 years ago, and got $50,000 worth of equity. I bought my house in 2021. I bought it for 120. I fixed it up. Now I did go in there and redid every floor, redid every wall, redid the bathroom, did some stuff to the curb appeal, backyard, got it popping, and I'm happy with it. And there's more to be done. But that fall, the house down the street sold for 2 houses down, sold for like $175,000, and that was 2 years ago. So I'm like, if I put my house on the market right now, I could pull at least 160, 170 out of it if I really wanted to sell the house right now. I could. But yeah, so I'm sitting on equity right now. I'm just like, yes. While everybody else in the neighborhood is paying rent and the rent is going up. Nope. I'm cool. Sit right here. I'm gonna sit right here for now. Maybe later.
All right, you know what? We're about to dig back into you being a dad. This is Across the Table with Christopher McClellan, where the drinks are cold, the mics are hot, and the conversations are fire.
Man, I need another
Me and
drink,
this man go listen. I'll
You hold it down.
go ahead, man. I've been wanting. This is Across the Table for me. Is listen? He's fixing himself a drink right now, but I've been wanting this man to come on the set for a while because he might be. You hear the ice in the background too. This is real. I've been wanting this man to come sit across from me for a while, and he just broke down how you can use your house as a bank. You understand what I'm saying? This is knowledge that we really don't know because nobody ever broke this down to it. You understand what I'm saying? And this is family. This is family. This man greets me as family every time he sees me. So sitting across the table from me, and yes, we starting over. We started from scratch. Sitting across the table from me is my man, 50 grand, Rob Pasker. Here's to you.
What it do? What it do? Hey.
Yeah, we starting over in this.
Round 2. Technical difficulties, y'all.
Now, you just broke down the house aspect of it. And like I said, man, you're a dad. That's the real reason why I invited you over. So, like you did previously, tell me what do you think facilitating the role of father should mean? And what does it mean to you? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, facilitating the role as father. I mean, I got to get back to just breaking it down. Gender, the law of gender. Gender manifests on all planes, masculine and feminine, And so, as the masculine principle supports, it stabilizes, it protects. But in the sense of a father, in addition to protecting, stabilizing, supporting, should also guide. That's a big piece of it. Guiding, like getting to know your children. What are their gifts? What are their talents? What are their fears? What makes them happy? What are their joys? How can you put them in the best position to become who God made them to be? Because it's a duty, because God gave you these souls to guide, to protect, and to stabilize. And so me as a father, I do all of that, but then I'm focused on creating opportunities for them so that they can focus on living life in their passions and their purposes versus just trying to survive. You know, that's big for me. That's the generational piece, because my mom worked 30 plus years at General Mills to put me in position to be who I am today. And she paid for my school out of pocket. And, and I was blessed to have 2 fathers, my dad and my stepdad, my pops. I was blessed to have the parents that I had. And I think it's my duty to set my children up to have better opportunities than what I had.
You were lucky.
Yeah.
You were lucky, and I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna mean this. My biological father was never around. Actually, I take that back. He took me to breakfast once and bought me a pair of sneakers my freshman year of high school.
Mm.
The dude my mom married didn't teach me shit.
Damn.
So you were lucky. I'm jealous because you got lessons that I'm just now getting. You understand what I'm
That's
saying?
real.
And that's a part of that's something that really that's something that we really don't talk about. Like we so far behind because like I said, man, the lessons you got coming up, the discipline, the stability, the having a male figure believe in you enough to teach you these things. A
Yeah.
lot of us didn't have this. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real.
So I'm jealous.
That's real.
Now, and I'm assuming that you use that as a baseline, daughters. Am I correct?
Yeah, I got roll. I mean, because for one, my fathers, my two dads, my stepdad and my dad, they're two different men. They're two different types of men. They different ends of the spectrum for real. So I got pretty much the best of both worlds with that. And so, yeah, I can see aspects of both of them in me as a father to my children. So, yeah.
How do you protect them from nonsense? And you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The nonsense. How do you protect them? And how do you convey it in a way where it doesn't seem like you're lecturing? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I mean, me personally, I'm a natural educator. I love to educate. And so having my own children, that's an opportunity to really give my mindset to someone that's malleable, someone that believes in me, someone that loves me. That's one of my favorite parts about being a father is being able to share my mindset with my daughters, with my children. And so that's the first step is the mindset because it could be hell around them, but if they got the right mindset, they can get through anything. They can overcome anything. Not to say life is hard, we all fall, but it's the mindset. So just teaching them the mindset. What do they believe? Like themselves, speaking life into them. Because if they have confidence, if they understand that they're divine princesses, they're put here on purpose by design. God made them fearfully and wonderfully on purpose. God handcrafted them. If they know that about themselves, who can tear them down? Who can bring them down if they know who they are? If they know they got a birthright, who can tell them any less? You know, so building up their confidence, teaching them to be responsible, like they have a duty to serve. They're put here to serve. And that goes back to mindset. So it's like if you know who you are, you know you've been put here for a reason, you know you have a duty to service, then if you live in if you have that mindset, how could you have peace with anything less than? That's the first step, but of course that takes time, and that takes a lifetime of pouring in, a lifetime of massaging, a lifetime of nudging. But it becomes evident as they get older, and you see how they interact with their friends. It becomes evident, like they might not have been listening, but they absorbed it, some of it at least. But also being vigilant and being consistent and persistent, and letting them know that I'm not taking my foot off your neck. It is what it is. I'm your daddy. And I'm gonna be in your business. I'm all up in your business. Get used to it. I'm all up in your business, straight like that. I mean, you might not like it, but you're my child, and it's my job to protect you. And if I see that you can't protect yourself, then I'm stepping in. Yeah, so I mean, that's the conversation I've had with my 13-year-old. It's like, you got to show me that I can trust you. Show me that I can trust you. And, you know, things open up for you. You have more opportunity, you have more freedom and this and that, but you got to show me. You got to show me. Yeah. So letting them know that there are expectations and standards and boundaries that I uphold. And I got good daughters. I got great daughters, but I need to let them know there's a fine line to walk in order for you to be who you need to be who God made you to be, to live in your life and your passion and purpose and have the best impact, the greatest impact while you're here. There's a very fine line to walk. And so as a father, I create those boundaries so that they know they may veer off out the boundaries, but they know how to find their way back if they do.
So I'm gonna say that they're lucky because you're giving them what a lot of us never had. You understand what I'm saying? I thank you for your service. I appreciate that. Thank you. And you know what's crazy? Whenever I see a man with a kid, I always ask, "Hey, is that your child?" And they say yay or nay. If they say yes, I say thank you for your service because I have a platform where I talk to dads, and the going the way that we are represented, our image is that we are really well, y'all, because I don't have any children, but y'all are really like never around, and you are around for three different kids, not to mention 3 different kids, 3 different girls. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's kind of another reason why I started this too, because I wanted to let people know that outside in the world, y'all are there. And even the stats say, what is it, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 y'all are actually in the home.
I think statistics say that black men are actually the most active fathers.
Right. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, that's another reason why I started this. Now, you said you got 3 daughters. Now, previously, you said 3 daughters, 3 different women.
Absolutely. Yep.
How do you make that work? How? Like,
you make it work, man. You do what you gotta do. It's like at the end of the day, I know what they need. I know what they expect, and vice versa. They know what to expect from me as well. And as long as we stay within those bounds, everything works. Teamwork make the dream work.
Got lucky twice because unlike what mainstream media and social media say, you actually have yourself along with 3 different, and I'm not just gonna call them women, I'm going to call them partners because you all, and it's like you all work together for the that's not something that they see on a regular basis. They see kids being used as pawns. You are in great. Shout out to y'all. Thank you. Thank you for not being the stereotype. I appreciate it. They all live with you?
Who?
Your children?
No, I have parenting time. Yeah, so I got my parenting time. Like my oldest lives in Columbus, so I pick her up every other Friday from Columbus. I take that drive down, drive back to Toledo, have her spend time with her family, drive back down to Columbus on Sunday and drop her off. So yeah, and typically when I get her, I get my other ones. So yeah.
So it's like y'all all you keep them together.
I try. I'm not perfect, I'm not perfect, but I do. But
at least you put forth the effort to like keep them together. Like, hey, this is your sister. This is your sister. And
they got it. They love each other and they ask for each other. Hey, Dad, can we go pick up the girls? What's up? Yeah. yo, Dad, my daughter just called me. Dad, is Savannah there? Can I spend the night? What's up?
That was the conversation, and you know what? I might post that because that was. Listen, man, this man had a conversation with his daughter that was so. I don't know if I'm gonna get put in a box for saying this because everything is no matter what you say,
can't say nothing or do nothing.
Right? They try to make it seem like you got the broken wrist syndrome every time you say something.
Yeah.
But the conversation that they had was so cute. It was cute. It really, really was. Like I really and it was dope. It was dope. And see, that's what I want to be a husband, want to be a father, and the dynamic that I just witnessed, it kind of, that's what I'm looking for. You understand what I'm saying? And I know that it's out there. I know that it's not always going to be perfect, but I know that it's out there. Like I said, I would rather talk to y'all because y'all are doing it instead of looking at this nonsense. So again, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for coming over here. And thank you for the breakdown. Because like I said, man, there's a lot of information out there that we don't know. And once we get that knowledge, if we act on it, it could potentially move us in ways that we never thought possible. You understand what I'm saying?
Real, yeah.
So thank you, man. For real.
Thank you for having me.
Man, I'm going to run this back. Because there were some things that I really want to review Because, and like I said off camera, like I'm interested in a lot of things, and you got to come back to talk about the other side of the real estate aspect of it too. Because off of what you just said, man, there are so many ways that you can use just this one industry
Man,
to basically live how you want to and not have to
absolutely.
break your neck to do it.
I'm a living testament, man. I changed my life. I changed my life through real estate, man. I've helped other people change their lives through real estate. That's what we do. Real estate, man, come on, everything is real estate. Wherever you are right now, this is real estate. Wherever you watching at, somebody getting paid off the real estate. Somebody building equity wherever you are watching from. Everybody need real estate. It's a need. That's like going into the water business. Everybody need water, but the water business is kind of hard. It's hard to get into. It's like having a grocery store, but that's like food. That's a lot of work too. But at the end of the day, everybody need a place to lay their head at night. So everybody is a potential client. And not only are they a potential client, there are different ways to service one person in the real estate industry. It's so many different positions you could play. So yeah, it's a lot of opportunity in real estate. Shout out to my realtors, the NARAB, because we the ones, man. We the ones that's trying to get our people in, not only just not just build black wealth through home ownership, but build black wealth by building up our participation in the real estate industry. So yeah, man, that's what I'm here for. That's what I do.
Wow. Wow, man.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to apologize.
Come on, man.
For real, man. Because I'm telling you, man, and the day ones know this too, man. I suck at coming around.
Mhm.
Like I do. I suck at it as much as I want to. Sometimes as you open the door, sometimes you breathe. Family. I suck at getting up, getting dressed, and just coming around. Like I just suck at it. I don't know how to do it. I was never taught. And people that I were around, you assholes, made it seem like they needed somebody around just to have somebody that they was better than and that they can tell something to. Understand what I'm saying? Like I made the horrible mistake of calling somebody an OG that I should have been looked at as a peer. You understand what I'm saying? Like you not better than me, but because you are a couple years older than me, little more than me, I viewed you here really eye level with me. And if I make maybe 2 or 3 changes, I'ma surpass you. So get out of my face. You understand what I'm saying? So, but because of that, I did the turtle shell thing. Is into me, but like I said, man, I don't want to kind of the fact that you have always shown love and always like we are family because I mean we are, but you know what I mean when I say greet me like family. This family that you rock with, like, you understand what I'm saying? Always greet, hands out, nothing but love. You even sharing a drink. You took time out of your schedule to help me record this twice, and you didn't have to. You understand what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, I owe you an apology. Thank you.
Oh, that's love, bro. It's love, cuz. Yeah, man, for sure, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely, man. You know,
One more time.
we just trying to build. I'm just trying to build, man. That's it.
And I'm with you, man. And like I said, man, we're gonna talk off camera because there's some things that you were doing that I'm interested in, and I want to be a part of it. And if I can use a platform to help you in any way, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? That I'm not even gonna say you're doing something that is so necessary that nobody knows how necessary it is. And with a handful of months and maybe a couple years sitting in a classroom, you can build all of these things, 1, 2, 3, 4, or all of these avenues, one industry, this big thing. You understand what I'm saying? So I gotta have you back. Gotta talk some more. And like I said, man, I appreciate it. I really, really.
Well, I appreciate you bringing me onto the platform and just breaking bread, man, sharing a drink with me.
Oh, no doubt, man.
We'll do it again. We'll do it again.
Absolutely. Like I said, man, part 2. I'm part 2 coming.
Hey, let's get it. Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first episode of season 2 of Across the Table with Christopher McClellan, where the drinks are cold, the mics are hot, and the conversations are fire. That's normally my intro, but the way this man was talking, while we were off camera, I had to skip the intro so that way he could just dive into what he was talking about, man, because he opened my eyes up to a lot of stuff. That's normally the intro, but I'm going to do the intro as the outro.
Hey, that's cool, man. It's smooth, man.
You understand what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, thank you for watching. Please, if you feel inclined to like, comment, subscribe, share. This is Rob Pasker,
Hey,
realtor, realtist.
yes, sir.
About to be an appraiser. Basically, anything you want to know about in real estate, this man has the book. If you live in, you know what I'm saying? This man has the book. And if he don't have a book, this man is a part of pretty much every real estate industry club that you could be a part of. And he'll get you the information to you. Yeah, he's pretty much the real estate plug.
Low key.
So,
not even low key, high key.
yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? All that contact information will be in the description. I need you to send that stuff to me. But once again, man, episode 1, season 2 in the bag. Thank you for watching, y'all. Y'all be good.
My guy.
In a minute.
Peace.